Hello! Today we're going to be talking about one of my favourite books by an author called Joe Hill, and that is Horns. Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. Horns is about a young man called Ignatius Parrish who wakes up knowing he's done something really bad, but he doesn't know what it is. He just has this awful feeling like he's been drunk, and if you've ever been drunk and you've done something really bad, you're like, oh, what is it I've done? So he has that, and he goes to the bathroom mirror and he sees he's grown horns overnight and he thinks he's gone mental. So he goes to the doctors and all these weird things start happening. People start telling Ig all these awful things and he doesn't want to hear them. You know, he comes from a Christian, very well-to-do background. He comes from a very famous family. His dad is a musician. His brother is also a famous trumpet player that is, you know, he's going up and is on TV. So he comes from a very good family. And he doesn't want to hear any of these confessions. Some of them are, or most of them are very sexual. And it turns out that Ig is hated by the town he lives in because his girlfriend that everyone loved, she was sweet, she was Christian, she was beautiful, her name was Merrin, and she was raped and killed one night, and there is only one suspect, which is Ig. He was last seen arguing with her and he drove away, and no one knows what happened from then. Ig drove off, got drunk, fell asleep in his car, and he was arrested, and suddenly everyone thinks he's this murderer. And the book takes off from there, of Ig trying to find out who actually killed his girlfriend. What people think in the town is that she dumped him and he had a breakdown and couldn't take it and killed her. And everyone's like, oh, that lovely girl, that I always knew he was a murderer, I always knew he was horrible. So Ig goes around his town hearing these awful confessions. Some from his own family, like his mother doesn't want him, his dad's ashamed of him, the only one in his family he really cares about, his grandmother also hates him, so he pushes her down a hill in a wheelchair, which is absolutely hilarious. Shouldn't be, but I was dying with laughter. I'm not going to tell you who the murderer is, because if you're reading this, you don't want it ruined. I had no idea, but Hill actually tells you in the middle of the book, and then you find out through Ig's powers of the horns why the murderer killed Merrin. And the scary thing is, you do understand, and Joe Hill has done something very impressive, that he makes you kind of sympathise with the murderer, and everything he does is kind of not justified, but you really understand, and you think, oh yeah, she kind of led him to that. Even though she didn't, but the whole perspective of the book changes, and it is so impressive. And that's one of the reasons I love this book, that it was a plot twist without being too cliche. Once again, like all the books I love, the characters are so real, they are flawed, they're not perfect. You feel like you could meet them in the street. Hopefully not the murderer. Horns has also been made into a movie which stars Daniel Radcliffe. I really enjoyed the movie. A few bits were changed. There was nothing that I could remember that is hugely different. It didn't do very well from what I remember. Like box office, it didn't do very well. But I really enjoyed it, and I thought Daniel Radcliffe was the perfect Ig. He did a really good job of that. So I really enjoyed this book. I loved it so much. It is definitely up there, one of my favourites. There are some quotes in there that really, they stop you in your tracks when you're reading. My favourite one, I will read out to you. Maybe all the schemes of the devil were nothing compared to what man could think of. That is a very true quote of all the horrible things that are going on in the world. Yeah, Joe Hill did a really good job there. Go and buy it, go and read it. If you're easily offended, maybe don't read it. If I gave it a mark out of 10, I'd give it an 8.5. I really enjoyed it. And if you have read this book, please leave me a comment what you thought about it. Thank you very much. I'll see you again. Bye!